Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name is Doug Brunke. I am the founder and CEO of Global Chamber League of Opportunities, Part 2. Part 1 was exciting and it was interesting, and there were some great speakers, and I'm going to guess this one will be at least as good or better because we're here to share opportunities. Cesar, I did receive the new guidelines, so sorry about missing that and maybe miscommunicating yesterday in terms of what folks are going to say. So I won't get into the details of what you've each been coached around what you've been told, because I didn't know until a few minutes ago. But what I do know is what our general goal is here, and that is for you as a member to share an opportunity that other members can benefit from and allow members to get to know more about you, at least enough to know who a good introduction would be, and maybe more. Ideally, my preference would be that it be like, think about 5 minutes and then leave 5 minutes for questions. Almost no one does that. But I highly recommend that you do it because it allows some interaction and just, I think, keeps people a little bit more engaged when they can ask questions. So I would like to start with Lora Rigutto. She is with the Forum for International Trade Training, FITT. We love partnering with them. They're a new partner of Global Chamber. We love partnering with them because they exemplify what a good partner for us would be. And that would be someone who has put together the world's best international trade training. We don't do that. We at Global Chamber, we're connectors, we're facilitators. We want to know who the best are around the world in different things, and FITT is the best. And Lora has been very instrumental in providing trade training for the first export league. And as we get to other export league programs around the world, month by month, this year and beyond, we hope to be partnering with FITT all along the way. Lora is based in Canada. This is an organization that has its roots there. So I'm going to guess there might still be a little snow on the ground, but let's hear the weather update there. Maybe more importantly, and definitely more importantly for exporters and people doing trade, Lora has the keys. She has the ability to help people get to the next level. So Lora, thanks for all your help with Export League. Thank you for the partnership. And what would you like to share today regarding an opportunity for Global Chamber members?
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Thanks so much for that intro. And thank you to Global Chamber. As Doug mentioned, I'm Lora Rigutto. So I am a CITP, and what that is a Certified International Trade Professional. I was certified by FITT back in 2011. And so that is FITT is the global leader in specific training that deals with getting your products or services across borders, as well as the certification of international trade professionals. FITT as an institution has been around for 30 years. Our training is country neutral, so it doesn't matter. I see somebody, Williams in Bangkok. We've got someone in New York City. It doesn't matter where an individual is located. The training that we have would apply to anyone. It's about being strategic when it comes to exporting and not let it just happen. Respond to inquiries maybe in your inbox. So I am going to stick to my script, however, because Caesar passed me the guidelines. So I want to be a good student. And I want to engage with everyone. As I mentioned, I'm a CITP, certified trade professional in my 9 to 5, and in my 5 p.m. to 9 a.m., I'm an Ironman triathlete. So don't try to book an appointment with me before 9 a.m. because I'm probably at the pool. So yeah, it's 9 to 5 I'm a trade geek, but after that, I'm out on the roads in the pool on my bike. I've had a history in, like, my whole career has been in international trade. I started off, I moved to Spain after I graduated, and then when I came back, I thought I would work for a Canadian company looking to export to Mexico, or a Mexican company trying to enter into Canada. As it turned out, I started working for the Trade Commission of Chile. I was assistant trade commissioner here, local hire, and I was there during the signing of the free trade agreement between Canada and Chile. So super exciting, and really, I am a trade geek. I am an advocate for free trade. So, and I just want to impart with you today that it takes that knowledge and that upskilling with those specific skills that will help you navigate some of the complexities, like the current situation that we're facing with this trade war. Trade war between the United States, Mexico, Canada, Europe, China. There's a lot going on right now, and it's impacting businesses worldwide. So what I wanted to do was to just tell you, because trends that's happening. So trade, people want to protect their industries, and I know 2 weeks ago Doug asked me to talk a little bit about what are Canadians feeling right now with the tensions between the US and Canada. But what I see is that, yes, there's a lot of tension, a lot's at stake, a lot of economies probably will enter into a recession. So trade is on the table. Everybody's talking about tariffs. But what I'd like to say is that if you have that knowledge and that skill set and understand how tariffs work, understand that there are opportunities in other markets. It might not be the market that you're presently doing business with, but sometimes things happen which forces companies to pivot and start looking for other opportunities. The best time to diversify was probably 5 years ago, but the second best time is right now. So it's about being strategic. It's about understanding what it takes to screen markets for opportunities, understanding the risks inherent in doing business in other markets. So FITT has the training. FITT has that systematic training to help you navigate opportunities. What are you researching? What don't you know? Fleshing out your gaps. Your strategy and different markets could be very different. So your strategy doing business with your current partner, maybe it's a distributor. If you go and enter into another market, maybe the way to go to market is different. Maybe you have to hire a sales agent, a sales representative. Maybe you go direct to the retailer. Maybe you piggyback, if you're a service company, you piggyback with another partner in the market. So it's about being strategic. So I just wanted to ask you, like, maybe if people can react. I think we have the react button available to everyone. So I wanted to know who presently is exporting. So just give me a thumbs up, currently exporting. Okay. What about exporting to only one market? What about anybody on the line that's currently exporting to, say, 5 or more markets? Wow. I see Rebecca's. Excellent. So, and what maybe if someone can drop it in the chat, what is your biggest challenge? So either for those that are not currently exporting or for those that are presently exporting, what is your biggest challenge currently? So if you want to drop that in the chat, and I will look at that. In the meantime, I know I'm at 5 minutes and I do want to leave time for questions. So I'm just going to do a quick screen share because I do have an offer for you today. Okay, so challenges, our training, and we go through the advantages of exporting, and I'm sure we all know challenges. We help walk you through. The training helps you become strategic and understand the risks. There are risks inherent in international trade, but the opportunities are also there. So you have to balance the risk and reward. So I asked about this. So we're all about empowering you, empowering your organization, building strong teams so that you can navigate some of those risks. You can look for new opportunities. You can gain those competitive advantages. You create stronger partnerships, networks. We're all about that. Here are our 6 courses. We have everything from feasibility of international trade, and that is my favorite course. That really does give you a broad perspective of what international trade is and how it applies to you, your organization. Currently, we have, because winter is so harsh in Canada, so everybody's happy when spring comes. Spring happened, spring sprung yesterday. So FITT is actually currently running a promotion. So it's a buy one and then 50% off the second course. So that runs from March 17th to the end of the month. I have on the bottom here Global Chamber members. So this offer is just an offer that we're currently, a spring offer that FITT is currently running. We don't do a lot of special offers, but this is a current campaign. Once March 31st hits, it's done. Global Chamber members, there's a code. It's not a discount code per se, but we want to see how many individuals take the training that are coming from the Global Chamber community, whether you're on this call, not a member, or if you're a member. So please, if you do purchase a course, make sure you use that code to identify yourself as a Global Chamber community member. And that's it. And this is how you can get in touch with me. There's my email. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's always the easiest way. So I'm leaving time for if we have any questions. I'm sharing.
We have 30 seconds. Quick question from anybody. It's fascinating, isn't it? Does anybody have a question? Who's taken training before on trade? And nobody has?
Doug, I think I just wanted to make sure that Laura, you got the comment from Sophia in the chat. She answered about the challenge for her is competition of the
competition.
Yeah.
There's and that's often a big competition of the Asian suppliers in your current export markets. Probably.
Yes, yeah. We are currently exporting automotive equipment, industrial tires, and automotive lubricants, all made in USA. And we have this challenge since we started the export business, the competition of the Asian suppliers, mainly for tires from Sri Lanka, India, and China. Just their prices below us about 30 to 40%. It is a big challenge for us.
That is significant for sure, for sure. So, there's always competitions, and often in certain industries, it's a race to the bottom, right? Race to the lowest price. But, again, with marketing, you've got to differentiate yourself. You've got to, that unique value proposition. So what is it? Better quality and getting that messaging across. But I know it's hard when buyers are just looking at that, that lowest price, but adding service, like whatever your service, if you can enhance your value somehow, so that it's not a race to the bottom. And you have to, and I'm just going to say this in order to, to mitigate, sometimes you have to look at the feasibility of actually exporting in that market. If you are not making a profit, once you've done your cost analysis, if you're not making a profit, it's just not worth it. Perhaps there are better opportunities in other markets, and we have to be prepared to say that we can't compete in this market. And there's no shame. It's just your price point. So maybe either somehow, if you can look for cost efficiencies, or you just have to be prepared to walk away. It's not feasible to do business in that market. So I hear you. And leverage free trade agreements too. I don't know if the US has a free trade agreement with like in the country that you're entering into,
Yeah,
but that can be a huge tariff advantage, right? Which would offset the cost from, some of the Asian suppliers if they're paying a whatever % tariff in the market.
Yeah, we are targeting the countries we are having free trade agreements. Otherwise, it's more challenging. So our focus is the countries we are having free trade agreements.
Oh, good. That's a great approach. Absolutely, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, the training helps with that, right? And certainly you kind of touched a little bit on it, Laura, in terms of the training to be able to differentiate.
Yeah, I just, yeah, absolutely. And that it's going back to that feasibility course, and that feasibility course, there's part of that is that cost analysis. First, it's screening markets for potential leveraging free trade agreements if they exist, and then doing that cost analysis. Okay, we have a tariff advantage, but they've got a price advantage, and doing all those, understanding your landed cost into that market. And at the end of the day, when you've done that cost analysis, is it feasible? Are you making a profit? So
Thank you for the information. Where do people go to get more?
well, fitfortrade.com is our website. So I can drop it in the chat. My email, laura@fitt.ca. FITT is double T.
And where do they go to get the code for the Global Chamber code?
Oh, the Global Chamber code. So that's in my, so I can also drop that in the chat onto the next person because I'm over time. But yeah, I'll drop that in the chat. Yeah.
Sounds good. I'd like to, we'll get to the next speakers. There's a few people in the audience I want to make sure that we recognize. Javier Rodrigo and Herman Ditz and Marlene Smakens are all part of the NX network, and there may be more, but at least I noticed that those three are here. Would any of you like to mention about NX? NX is a new member. They're a worldwide network of over 50 executive recruiting companies all over the world, headquartered and led by Marlene in Belgium. And her important sidekick, Herman. I really have appreciated working with you so far and bringing you on to Global Chamber. What an amazing network. I've seen it firsthand by coming to their global event last year in San Diego, California. Marlene, would you like to say a word about NX?
Yes, with pleasure. Hi, everybody. Happy to be here with you for the first time in this global Globinar of the Global Chamber. And indeed, Doug and I and all the ENEX colleagues and partners, we came together last year in San Diego. Very impressive. We organized there our global annual meeting. This year, the global annual meeting of ENEX will be in Cape Town in South Africa in, let's say, within 6 weeks, more or less. Who is ENEX? ENEX is, let's say, an association of more than 50 partners, all of them independent executive search firms, active in more than 50 countries around the globe. All of them owned by private owners, so we are not a multinational organization. All of them entrepreneurs with a lot of experience. And so in this organization, most of all, we execute executive search assignments for international companies, starting up a new activity somewhere else, not in the country of the partner, for instance, with whom they are already working with, but overseas, for instance, from Germany to Mexico, or from Spain to Czech Republic, or from Belgium to Singapore, or vice versa, of course. So that's what we do. We start up these executive search assignments in a triple partnership. So the client in the domestic country, in the new country, if there are already people at site, of course, the INEX partner in the domestic country and the INEX partner in the new country where they start an activity or where they want to extend their activities. So C-levels, as you all know, the CEO, the chief operations, the chief finance, all this type of profiles, leaders, important leaders for that organization each time, and also experts. Here and there, we look for specific experts, and then the company can grow, etc. So that's what we do. Besides that, also temporary management, interim management activities. That's also one of the things we can pick up in most of the countries. So we know each other quite well. So we are a real team, a strong team of more than 50 partners and co-workers, of course, in each country. And yeah, so whenever you want to have more information, I've put my LinkedIn address already in the chat. So please do not hesitate to contact me. And of course, I will bring you into contact with one of our partners in the country that you are active in or that you are interested in to start up or to grow your manufacturing plant or your sales and marketing office, etc. That's more.
You also have one of those firms called Mentorprise, and I think Herman's involved in that. And then Javier Rodrigo, I don't remember where he's from, but I think he's in the call in Spain. Okay. Rodrigo, do you want to just say hi?
Hi, good afternoon from Spain. As San Marlen says, we are partner of NX around world, and we have of the different offices. No, in Spain we have offices in Madrid, Valencia, and Barcelona, and we have offices in Lisbon and Lima in Peru, and we are a partner of NS Executive Search. And in our company, we make assessment center and something related to evaluation C-level profiles around the world with experience in all sectors, banks, commercial, industry. And we are a real partner of NX around the world, and I'm pleasure to be here to represent our network.
Beautiful. Yeah, our chapters in Spain are Valencia, Barcelona, Madrid, and Malaga, and so we have a lot of overlap there. So we'll definitely make sure, if you're not already connected to Yuka Nakasone, that you are. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Doug, I just wanted to mention, because I know we need to move forward, but I have the pleasure to onboard Ilham in Morocco, Karen in South Africa, and Vanessa yesterday in Spain with Yuka. And all and we know Gabriel for many years, and everyone in the group is very global tribe-minded. It's just great out there, open to support businesses. I was invited already to South Africa, so it's a really nice group. It's been a pleasure to connect with you, Marlene, and with the whole group.
Yeah, it goes, Marlene, to your leadership, that the community is so much like that. I felt the warmth, on my first visit with the San Diego. So congratulations, and looking forward to working with you.
You're mostly welcome in Cape Town, so it will be an amazing global annual meeting over there. And we have one of those days is a day for business partners and business relations. It's April the 29th. So please let me know when you're available. We sent you the invitation, and you're mostly welcome to join us there and to discuss about leadership, about not about politics, but about leadership in companies, I mean. So business leadership, about artificial intelligence, that's also on the agenda, about what companies, international companies need nowadays to make the company stronger and better, to have a better, let's say, policy on and strategy in human resources. And of course, what is the business of executive search? What is this business? It's for a lot of people, it's still a little bit a strange business. Those who were had the opportunity already to be guided by executive search companies, I do hope with all my heart that you had a very positive experience. But there we are going to talk about the executive search business and how this executive search business and these professionals can be of help to you and to your company wherever you are, not only in South Africa. We are there, of course, but all over the globe. That's what I want to add. So please give me your mail address, and then we send you an invitation for joining live or at distance. Both are possible.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Before we move on, I'd just do like a quick shout out, and if you're available, Erwin, to say hi. I'm presuming you might be in Argentina today. Erwin Pattinger is a long-time member, top healthcare system in Argentina, including telemedicine. Erwin, are you available to say hi?
Hello, Doug. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm available. Sorry, I was just jumping out from another meeting. Yes, I'm here. I'm really looking forward to connect with all of you. Greeting from Rosario, Argentina, where I'm based right now. And yeah, super interesting, everything, all the topics that you were talking about. So
what are some of the things that are important to you right now?
Sorry, Doug?
What are some business things that are important to you right now?
Well, right now, through political changes, basically in Argentina, we are facing a huge challenge to reduce cost in the healthcare business, and healthcare companies are really taking care of that. So we are trying to provide the best quality services without getting high cost. That is our main challenge since last year. So we are working on that. I can talk another day through this topic. Okay. It's quite long, but to be briefly, and a summary is that our main challenge. Also, we are improving and just finding new client and customer for our telemedicine platform. So we provide, we connect people and patients all over the country to travel to Buenos Aires or Cordoba, to the main cities where we have the high complexity centers, and we provide, we are like a hub connecting and giving the healthcare services. And also the telemedicine platform is working really well. So we have doctors and professionals in the south or in the really north of the country attending people.
Thank you. The company is called Meditar, and I see, Rebecca, your Erwin is in LinkedIn. So maybe somebody put Erwin's LinkedIn profile in.
I will.
That would be awesome.
I can put my link on the LinkedIn, so we can connect with everyone. That would be a pleasure.
I'm presuming I'm going to see you again in 1990 or in 1990, 2026 in Los Angeles for the World Cup. Are you planning to attend?
If Lionel Messi will play, I will be there for sure.
You and your dad, how is your father?
He's good. He's good. He's in Buenos Aires right now, but he sent me regards for you, Dad. He always asks for you.
You're amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all of you.
Thank you. Thanks for and sorry for surprising you.
No, that's great. I didn't expect it, but it's always a pleasure to chat, to connect with all of you.
Meditar came to us through Global Chamber Buenos Aires. Subsequently, we've added Global Chamber Tierra del Fuego because of a trade mission that we did last year. And that's all because of Ricardo Vanella, who I think is in the US right now for an event that he's doing in DC. And he and I just kind of didn't quite connect. He's in the food industry, his family is. And so Rich Wolverton, I don't know if you're available just to give a quick 30-second shout out, but you and your team are the most experienced food service organization, maybe in the world, certainly in the US. What's going on in your world right now? Do you have 30 seconds?
Yes, sir. Hi, Doug. Yeah, life is good. We're working with a few companies, consulting them on how to bring their products to market in the US. Right now, we're working with all US companies in the US, so that's pretty simple. But we've worked with companies out of Europe, out of Asia in the past to help guide them through the process. And then we're also doing a little bit of exporting, which surprised me. Didn't see this coming, but we work with a cheese company here called Tillamook that has a new brand of cheese. It's Columbia River cheese, high quality. It's a certified B Corp. So we're helping them doing some export on that. And then I started working with a guy on coffee from around the world. Profits go to benefit water projects for children around the world. And so we're looking for customers for green coffee beans. So never thought that would happen. But if somebody wants to have a chat about exporting specifically to the US, glad to get in that discussion on how it happens in food service. And then if it's other places, glad to chat about that also. Thanks, Doug.
Amazing support that you give to people. Thank you very much. Connie Elschel is here in the room, and she's an expert on doing business in the Middle East. In case you don't know, it's amazing. The UAE and Saudi Arabia has lots of money being invested now in technology and in infrastructure and in healthcare and in a variety of ways. It is definitely one of the hottest places on the earth, not just temperature. Connie, thank you for your leadership. Thanks for being part of Global Chamber. What would you like to share today at League of Opportunities?
Apologies, I was muted. Yeah, so, well, basically, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily an expert in business in the Middle East, because I am very creative. So I am trying to be more strategic because I come from a very strong creative and artistic background. So with that being said, obviously in the Middle East, there are a lot of products and services and talent that come from all around the world. So a lot of you guys, of course, are talking about things like exporting products, launching new ones into different markets. And then obviously with that being said, it's the fact that, sometimes like we have to learn the regulations and the laws and everything about how things work in different regions. So in terms of import and export of physical products, where I come in as an export would be the branding side of things. So legal issues or legal trademarks, of course, that's not my cup of tea. I'm not an expert, but anything to do with putting a brand on the shelf in terms of an identity, a storytelling aspect, this is where my little team comes in. We specialize in all things graphic design. So with that being said, it's visual communication, print and digital mediums, a holistic approach. So we can roll out key visuals, brand identities, such as logos and their brand architecture throughout a host of channels, maintaining a consistency and brand message. So with that being said, of course, with branding obviously raises a question to some of you guys. Let's say if you go to a supermarket, I'll put a hypothetical situation in here. You go to your local supermarket and you're used to buying a certain product. Let's say, for example, a certain beverage like Coca-Cola is like something you drink on a daily basis, but you get bored and eventually you're like, okay, you know what? I'm looking to try something new. And maybe you want to go try, I don't know, a flavored seltzer water or something. So if you go to the supermarket and you're out on the lookout for a seltzer water, when you look at the product, consumers are inclined to buy something that they're not familiar with because of the actual branding and the appearance of that product. So maybe what's inside might not actually be great sometimes, but the overall appearance might be so compelling that they pick up that product off the shelf and give it a try because it's visually something appealing to the consumer. So this is where we come in, where we try and tap into the market and create brand identities and, obviously storytelling aspects that push these products, these services, individuals, even personal brands to the market. So right now, currently, I'm working very closely as a creative director with a gentleman and a lady. At the same time, two of them are from different backgrounds, but they are trying to launch their personal brand and appear more as a public icon. And one actually comes from a digital marketing space and the other one comes from an education space. So we're trying to work together to build an identity for them, you know, with a personal brand mark, an appearance online, you know, they can create their own podcast, videos, etc. So it's putting their story out there in terms of a personality, putting stories out there in terms of services, products. So this is where we come in. And I think obviously, even if you don't come from a creative background to everyday professionals, I'm sure most people would value that, you know, brand presence and acknowledgement makes a big difference in consumer or even decisions to, you know, sign up, you know, in business partnerships or anything of that nature. It's how you tell your story, how experienced you are, how credible. And a lot of this is also told through so many different materials. And some of you, I'm sure, like everybody who presents has a nice deck or a presentation that they want to showcase. Does that presentation look polished enough? Does it look professional? You go and look for websites online. You know, people look at websites as a first impression. Does it look, you know, polished? Does it look, you know, up to standard or appeasing? So all these things in terms of visual assets are extremely important. So yeah, with that being said, I am honestly looking, you know, to push freedom. As you can see, probably my logo has a little bird breaking off the M. I'm spreading freedom's wings globally. And I'm currently looking to partner up with businesses maybe that have overlapping skills. So for example, digital marketing agencies that they are a bit more strategic and tactical, but they might not necessarily have the creative talent in-house or at their resources. Photographers, filmmakers, you know, content writers, anybody who overlaps. I'm always on the hunt for talent and like business strategic partnerships. As someone said earlier, you know, about pivoting your business model and being strategic. I believe it was Laura. I agree 100%. And I have a very creative mind, so I've had to embrace being strategic in the last couple of years. And also I'm looking out for, you know, individuals who are looking, or even organizations that are launching a new product or service, and they might need a visual identity and a rollout and a storytelling aspect to that. And this is, of course, where we would come in as well. And to be honest, what's impacted our industry quite a lot is AI. Artificial intelligence has come in and had a huge impact in terms of us, because we're considered almost part of the IT industry. So because now that artificial intelligence can produce visuals and brand identities and things of that nature in such a fast pace, some people are opting for that solution. So what we're trying to embrace as a business is to use AI maybe as an accessory, but don't take away the human touch. And I always believe, especially with branding and storytelling, there needs to be a human touch because it's an emotional connection with people, you know, and a robot, as I say, like can't necessarily tell a story with emotional, you know, aspects to it. It's more, let's say, on the surface. But when you go down to the real nitty gritty, as they say, you need a human touch. So yeah, with that being said, you know, to finish off, I'm always, you know, flexible because I know there's a lot of smaller business out there, such as us and entrepreneurs. So I've actually have an offer currently on my website. It's 3-tier ticket offers, you could say, and they're, you know, let's say situated by hourly packages. So it's starting from a 10-hour package. A medium package is 25 hours, and the top package is 50 hours of design per month. And these can also be tailor-made. So we've launched these packages because it has a price point and it makes it, you know, quite easy for people to, you know, understand what they're getting for that money spent, rather than sometimes having to, you know, send out proposals. So these are kind of fixed packages, and then whatever we can manage within those timeframes, like hours, we manage, you know. So obviously a whole branding exercise might not be managed in 10 hours, of course, but you know, the day-to-day, you know, backdrops like my screen, LinkedIn banners, posts, presentation material, flyers, you name it, we can always work something out. And the packages can be any designs that, you know, individuals or companies would need. It's not like it's a fixed amount or set amount of collateral. So these are the 3 current offers. And if you visit my website, which obviously I'll drop all my contact info into the chat, you can find them there. And then you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can find me on There's a contact form on our website, and as well, of course, through my email address and phone number. I'll provide all that right now when I stop talking, and hopefully we can get in touch, and see if you guys are interested. Definitely, why not? We can tell a story together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A bit out of time, so we're going to keep moving around. But if anybody has a question, please put it in the chat
I
area.
apologize. I'm always rambling. I apologize.
No worries. Great information. Do valuable work, and it's an important part of any business is to get the kind of attention that you want to have. There have been a couple people in the room. They've been a little bit in and out, so it might be a Wi-Fi problem. But William in Bangkok, who is a new global advisor officially for Global Chamber, and Munir Al-Bamra is our Global Chamber Executive Director in Morocco, based mostly out of Casablanca. I think Munir is the latest one not to be in the room, but I see William there. William, are you able to just say hi? 30 seconds. Say hi from Bangkok.
Hi everyone. I'm William from Global Chamber Bangkok. So it's really nice to connect with everyone, and I have been with the Global Chamber for many years. And finally we are setting up the Global Chamber Bangkok chapter here with Asim from FITT Global. So I'm very excited to see how it's going to turn out. So yeah, thank you everyone, and thank you,
Thanks,
Dad.
William.
Yeah.
The journey from Yangon to Singapore to Malaysia to now Thailand, he's covering all of Asia and kind of making his way westward. So congratulations on all of that and your continued progress. The other person I'd like to call out right now, hopefully, sorry to surprise you, Melanie Fox, is Melanie, because she's an expert on getting people to speak clearly and properly. And that's, when I say properly, that may not be the right word, but to be able to articulate when you're an actor, the right emotions and the right stories, or in business, to be able, especially across borders and languages, to be able to be clear and precise and engaging and successful is not easy. And Melanie helps leaders get there. Melanie, can you just say hi for 30 seconds?
Sure, I can say hello. So thanks for introducing me. And yes, I wouldn't say clearly and properly, but I'll say clearly and confidently so that people feel good about their communication in English, whether or not it's your first language. And so, yeah, I work with folks both on the corporate side and entertainment. On the corporate side, it's usually folks that have client contact or high visibility. So it may be a business owner that didn't used to be the face of the company, but now you are. It could be somebody who's risen to the C-level, and now you give keynotes and have high stakes meetings. And on the entertainment side, could be someone who is in sports that is great on the field, but then you put a microphone in that person's face and they don't feel so comfortable. And maybe it prevents you from getting endorsements. Or from making a big splash on social media. So I work with folks from all over the world. I love learning languages, and thus I love teaching languages. And of course, English is my native language, so it's the one that I teach the most. One fun fact is for actors, I teach them to speak in other dialects that are not so standard. And something else fun is right now I'm working with two folks from Shogun. But not on Shogun, because in Shogun they speak Japanese. But when they audition for other roles, their Japanese accented English has to be clear enough for the audience to understand on the first try. So that's one of my new. It's actually a couple. They're not married yet.
Wow.
They're both on Shogun, and they're both new clients.
That's amazing. I don't know if you heard that the one time I got picked up in an Uber by the actor in episode 8, the older fellow who is like the main character who dies, the loyal guy. He was an Uber driver, you know,
Oh my God.
Japanese guy. Because I was talking about Shogun and how great it was, and he turns around and is like, I should remember his name. Is like, this is me. It's like, oh my
That's
God.
hysterical.
Only in Los Angeles or New York, probably.
I will say one time I was on the way to a friend's house, which was way out in Brooklyn, and I had an Uber driver who had one of those little translation machines, and I had never seen that before. It was years ago, and I realized that he spoke Cantonese. I could just tell. So I tried out my very rudimentary. I say a whole bunch of weird phrases, but I don't have a big diverse list of things I can say. But I started speaking to him in Cantonese, and he thought this was hilarious. So the entire ride, which was like, it felt like an hour, we were just hysterical laughing in a mix of my odd batch of Cantonese and his English. Years later, I was in a cab again, and I saw a guy with a machine, and I said, "Are you the guy that I spoke Cantonese to?" And he got so excited. It was the same driver, and we were also heading to a long trip to Brooklyn. But anyway, you never know who's going to be in your Uber. Mine was less famous, but maybe just as delightful.
Amazing. It's that's something. Well, congratulations for all your work, and thank you for being a member in New York, based in New York, and then now you're spending more time in LA. And Melanie is on the advisory board for Global Chamber Los Angeles, and so hopefully hook up sometime this year.
Yes, and New York and LA. So if you haven't visited either chapter, let me know.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Raphael Kartazinski is based in Nevada, and he's in a hot area. Again, not just temperature-wise, but to be welcoming companies and leaders from around the world into Las Vegas and into the U.S. is hot. It is something that's very popular right now. And so, Raphael, thank you for joining today. What is the opportunity that you would like to share?
Hi, thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me. Yeah, like as Doug mentioned, I'm in Vegas, but originally I'm from Poland. You can probably say by my accent. So, like, I haven't moved here when I was 9. Probably if you move before you're 9, you lose the accent, but I haven't. I moved here 6 years ago. My original business from Poland is medical technology company. So, you know, like we were talking at the beginning about exporting and importing. I've been through that. And actually that's the reason why I'm here, partially, because I was growing my business. I was expanding international, and I was struggling a lot with US, with entering US market, with getting here, with having customers. I actually even knew the companies I wanted to work with. I knew those distributors, but I had problems connecting with them because they were just ignoring me because I was from Poland. So we had distributors in 80 countries before we were able to tackle US. And kind of like how we entered the US is what I'm kind of now sharing with others, because what brought us to success was opening office in US, right? You have to commit. My experiences, and I was working already with like I think I worked already with like over 100 Polish companies in helping them enter US market and kind of advising them. And this is common thread. If you want to be successful in the US, you have to commit to the market. You cannot fish across the ocean, how I say it. And this is kind of like what brought me here. I was, as I said, like in 2015, we opened the office, and what opened us the market for us when it comes to US. And then Nevada, Las Vegas, right? Why Nevada, Las Vegas? Because it's like a state that is very, it's growing a lot, it's diversifying a lot, and is very welcoming. And they actually started the cooperation with Poland. You know, out of all the countries, there is very close cooperation between Nevada and Poland. And that brought me here. I came here on a business mission in 2019. And I decided to stay because of a great, I would call like community, business community, great opportunities, great contacts, great support. You know, I'm from Poland, right? I got a lot of support here. I got great connections, and I was able to grow my business a lot. I since exited that business and started to do other businesses. So I call myself serial entrepreneur because I think I founded like close to 10 companies now. And one of them is this community that Doug mentioned, this community that's called Visionaries NV. So it's kind of like my kind of tool from entrepreneur to entrepreneurs to help other people kind of follow my steps and get very quickly introduced to the ecosystem. And how we do it via networking, because what do you need when you enter new market? You need networking, you need connections. And so like as Doug mentions, like I'm also connector on like Global Chamber. I'm just like connector on the local level of Nevada, because you know US is a great market, and you know you have to start somewhere. So why not start in Nevada? But it's also great from tax purposes, you know, from ecosystem point of view, community point of view. Great living. You know, it's very warm today already. You know, in the end of March. So it's kind of like a great place to be, and that's kind of like what I'm doing. I'm encouraging others to come to Nevada, to come to States, to start your business here. And with my community, with what we have created, you can do it in a very easy way, because we help you with a virtual address, we help you with phone number. So exactly what I did, right? I just didn't have those resources in Miami. If I had those resources in Miami, I would be much more successful, much more quicker. And we connect you with ecosystem. We give you warm introductions to City of Las Vegas, to Clark County, to universities, to chambers of commerce, to businesses, to other organizations. You know, like we can even get you invited into the, you know, military base if you want to do some military contracts. So this is what we do. We help our community helps others to get introduced to the ecosystem, introduced to the networking ecosystem. And for me, it's like the best way to kind of enter the new market. Very risk-free approach, because it's not expensive, it's not consultancy. It's very easy, not expensive membership that helps you make your first steps, like dip your toe in this new market, explore it, get in touch with your potential partners, potential customers, maybe adjust your products, and then scale. So yeah, so if you have any question about this, I have this. I feel like Tamer was like the one mentioned, but I have the same problem as he, that I already used all my connections with LinkedIn, so I cannot connect with you. But I will paste my LinkedIn profile in the chat, so please get in touch with me. I'll also paste my calendar link. So my proposal for you here is, like, if you want to talk more with me, as I said, I'm mentoring. I'm mentoring a lot too. So I'm open to kind of like conversation, to like tell you more about how I made it, kind of like how I made this jump from Poland to US, and how to be successful here. I'm happy to share my experience. Thank you.
Thank you much. How long have you been in the US?
6 years.
Okay, and thank you very much for sharing, and thanks for your good work in helping to welcome people. Any questions for Raphael? And hearing none, we just have a few minutes, maybe about 3 minutes. And so I'd just like to introduce first Rhonda for a minute, just to kind of review how you thought today went, and then also maybe to Cesar to make any final comments if you wanted to introduce Tommy or anybody else that you think we need to, that has something burning. Rhonda, how about you first? Any comments about today? Anything that you need?
Well, I need to make sure that everybody here is comfortable in what they're doing today, which is exactly what's been happening. I've had some wonderful conversations this week with people, both in this group and in the other one, which I could, unfortunately, not attend. I'm really happy that this is moving forward very well, and I'm looking forward to getting in touch with new people who would like to present their ideas and find out what help they need hear from the chamber at future events. And thank you all for your participation and trying to make this an interactive dialogue. This is very important to me. Thank you so much for your help.
How's life in Germany today?
Wonderful. I'm leaving for tomorrow to go on vacation, so life is even more wonderful than normal. Yeah.
You staying within the country?
Yeah, just going to a place I've never been. It's always nice to, you don't have to go so far from home and see new things as well.
Very good.
Yeah,
Safe travels.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Cesar, what final comments do you have?
First of all, thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda has been working with me to polish the questions that we're having for the guidelines or the League of Opportunities, and I think I've seen the results. So thank you, Rhonda, and we're going to be following up in April. Thanks everyone for presenting today. I think I just wanted to mention a little bit about next week. We have I have my call in Spanish for anyone interested to join the group in Spanish. That's on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And I think Javier Vanessa is speaking in representation of your office. But I have still one spot available. So if anyone has an idea there, feel free to reach out to me. And we have regional meetups like the Accra Africa meetup, the Dallas Forward meetup. We also have on Friday the League of Extraordinaries, which many of you already know. It's an opportunity where everyone gets to speak and only for members to attend. So you're more than welcome to join us. And the rest, the additional 2 minutes, I would just welcome anyone who would like to say a few words to introduce themselves. I think we got 2 minutes for that, so you're more than welcome.
Hey, Doug and Cesar, I'm really tired. For 4 days, came back in the night. We joined NVIDIA GTC, talked to Jensen. So we'll send you details, and we are working with NVIDIA for their whole ecosystem. Anyone is looking for funding, we can help. So please reach out to Cesar. He can connect with us. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Do you have a minute still? So I guess I'm talking already.
Oh, Tamer, go ahead.
Yes, how are you? So, well, again, my name is Tamer Flores. Many of you know me. I'm founder of Bizdiglo. I'm Peruvian. I'm from Lima, and I have many years in the medtech industry. And currently, I guide U.S. companies through their international expansion as a global growth officer. I have 25 years of experience in growth and strategy and 17 years in medtech. And I'm also developing an AI for matching investors with startups and entrepreneurs. So if any of these resonates with you, just connect with me. I got a breakthrough this week for this AI, and it's very interesting. So, if you know any investors or, startups or entrepreneurs that need investment, let me know.
Thanks, Tamer.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everybody. I see Melanie. Yep. Hi, Melanie.
Hey, I just wanted to say that I don't know if anybody in the room has or knows folks in that are doing creative projects, but I'm doing an event on April 5th, and I have 2 posts in the chat of an event. So if you know somebody, if you or you know somebody who's trying to get a creative project off the ground, like a film or something else, have a really cool speaker that's doing a workshop for a brand of mine called Rebel Actors. And it's going to be super cool and about fundraising and what you need in order to get funding for your project. So totally different than speech, but hopefully cool. So thank you. Info.
Thanks, everybody. I think there are a couple more events today. So catch those, and we have lots next week. Have a great Friday and a great weekend, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
Cheers.